Imagine this, my friend. Let's start with a bold hypothetical. Suppose you have two choices placed right in front of you. One is $1,000. The other is $10 million. Which one do you choose? You're probably laughing just hearing the question. What kind of question is that? Are you trying to insult my intelligence, you might think? As long as my brain hasn't turned to mush, I'm obviously taking the 10 million. Is this even a choice? But hold on. The story is just getting started. Let's make the scenario a bit more specific. Picture yourself standing in a room with a futuristic vibe. In front of you is a table, and on that table are two boxes. One is a perfectly transparent glass box. You can clearly see what's inside, a crisp stack of new bills, no more, no less than exactly $1,000. And the other is a mysterious, opaque black box. You can't see inside it at all. This black box might contain a sum that would let you live in comfort for the rest of your life, $10 million. Or, it might be completely empty. Not a single cent inside. Now, here come the rules of the game. The one hosting this game is inhuman. It's an entity known as the Super-Predictor. You can think of it as an omnipotent super AI that has been observing you since you were a single cell. Your genetic sequence, the connections between every neuron in your brain, every time you've had a crush, every lie you've ever told, whether you prefer pineapple on pizza or not, whether you genuinely laugh out loud at a funny video or just purse your lips, it knows everything. To put it simply, it knows you better than your own mother. It might even know you better than you know yourself. Consequently, its predictions about what you will choose to do next are nearly 100% accurate. This predictor has already made its prediction about you, long before you were invited into this room. The rules are as follows. If it predicted that you would choose to take only the mysterious black box, it would have already placed $10 million inside it for you. You will receive $10 million. However, if it predicted that you would be a little greedier and take both boxes, then, I'm sorry to say, it would have left the black box empty. In the end, all you'll get is the $1,000 from the transparent box. Now you see the strange predicament of this game, don't you? The moment you walk into this room and lay your eyes on these two boxes, the predictor has already completed its task. Whether or not there is money inside the black box is a fact that has already been sealed. It's in the past. The contents won't magically appear or disappear based on the choice you make right now. Alright, my friend, it's your turn. You're standing before the table, the lights illuminating your face, the air so quiet you can hear your own heartbeat. You look at the $1,000 in the clear box, so easily within your grasp. Then you glance over at the black box, which could hold an incredible fortune or could just be an empty shell. This is a truly maddening moment, a knot that can twist your brain inside out. And speaking of which, if you enjoy untying these kinds of wonderful mental knots with me, do me a favor and take 1 second to hit that like button, and maybe the subscribe button too. Think of it as adding another log to the bonfire here in our little late-night tavern. It helps our stories burn brighter and last longer. Thank you for that. Okay, let's return to that room. You take a deep breath. You're at a fork in the road of fate. One path is the choice that seems smarter, more rational. The other is a path that could lead to immense wealth. So, my friend, how will the hand you extend toward the boxes move? Will you take only the black box and gamble on the grand prize? Or will you securely embrace both boxes, taking everything you can? As you're mulling over which box to choose, let's just press the pause button for a moment. Let's set aside the trouble of $10 million, because this exact kind of choice is one that you and I actually make every single day. The stakes just aren't usually this high. This thought experiment is like a mirror, reflecting a deep-seated struggle between two foundational modes of thinking within our brains. I like to call it walking the tightrope of trust. Imagine your life as a walk along a tautly stretched high wire. To keep your balance, you need a balancing pole, right? One end of this pole is named belief in patterns and principles, and the other end is named seizing immediate advantage. So many of the decisions we make every day are about finding the equilibrium between these two ends. Does that sound a bit too abstract? Let me give you a more concrete scenario. I guarantee you'll get it instantly. Let's talk about romantic relationships. Suppose you and your partner have been together for many years. Your relationship has always been incredibly stable, filled with trust and love. You've weathered storms together. Your partner's character and their loyalty to you have been proven time and time again over thousands of days and nights. This constitutes a powerful pattern, a principle supported by countless pieces of evidence. Then, one evening, you're both curled up on the sofa watching a movie. Your partner's phone lights up. They glance at it, a faint, unreadable smile touches their lips, and they quickly flip the phone face down. And there you have it, my friend. The scenario of Newcomb's paradox has just appeared, vividly, in your life. The black box is the deep trust and affection you've built together over many years. The $10 million inside it is the fact that my partner loves me and is as faithful as ever. And the transparent box? That's this anomalous moment right in front of you, the one that made your heart skip a beat. The $1,000 inside it represents the immediate, tangible certainty of finding out what that text message was all about. Now, you are walking the tightrope of trust. If you choose to take only the black box, you'll say to yourself, hey, don't be silly. Our years of love are a fortress of evidence built from countless facts. Compared to that, what is this one strange smile? It's just noise. I choose to trust the pattern that has been proven time and time again. You won't check the phone. You'll continue watching the movie with peace of mind, because you are placing your faith in the big data of your relationship. But if you decide you must have both boxes, your mind will start racing. Wait a second. Whether or not they are actually up to something is already a fact. It won't change whether I check the phone or not. If they're innocent, and I check, my mind will be at ease. No harm done. If they're guilty, and I check, I will immediately grasp the situation and can protect myself. Therefore, no matter what, the action of checking the phone provides me with more information and a greater sense of control in this immediate situation. That is the most rational choice. Do you see the conflict? I'm not here to give anyone relationship advice. The key is the two completely different modes of logic at play behind the scenes. One is the choice to align yourself with the grand, proven pattern. The other is to make a causal judgment at this specific moment in time that maximizes your own advantage. Sound familiar? In truth, whether in our investments, our careers, or our relationships, we are constantly swaying between these two poles. Do we trust in the long-term trend, or do we react only to the immediate fluctuations before our eyes? Alright, holding on to that feeling of conflict, let's return once more to that mysterious room and see what kinds of people are standing behind each of those two choices. Okay, my friend, carrying that feeling of emotional conflict with you, let's go back to the two boxes. You will now discover that the people who choose one box and the people who choose two boxes seem to hail from different planets, equipped with two completely different operating systems. First, let's look at those who choose to take both. In philosophical circles, they have a nickname, two boxers. We can imagine them as the rational system breakers. Their logic is exceptionally clear, like a sharp scalpel, cutting directly to the core of the problem. They would explain it to you like this. Listen, that super-predictor, no matter how powerful it is, it can't violate the laws of physics, right? It can't travel through time. It decided whether or not to put money in the black box before I even entered the room. Therefore, at this very moment when I am making my choice, the fact of whether or not there is $10 million in the black box is already a settled, unchangeable reality. Their reasoning then unfolds as follows. Scenario A, let's say the $10 million is already in the black box. If I take only the black box, I get $10 million. If I take both, I get $10 million and $1,000. Taking both is better. Scenario B, let's say the black box is already empty. If I take only the black box, I get $0. If I take both, I at least get $1,000. Taking both is still better. Do you see it? In the world of a two-boxer, regardless of which state of the universe is true, the outcome of choosing take both is always superior by that shiny $1,000 compared to take one. Their mantra is, this $1,000 is a freebie. Why wouldn't I take it? They believe that there is no causal link between their choice and whether there is money in the box. My action right now cannot cause something to have happened differently in the past. Therefore, when making my decision, I shouldn't even consider what the predictor was thinking. That's all just distracting noise. I only need to consider how to maximize my own payoff, right here, right now. Sounds irrefutable, doesn't it? But don't be so sure. Let's now listen to what those who choose to take only the black box, the one-boxers, have to say. We can call them the wise dancers. When the one-boxers hear the eloquent analysis of the two-boxers, they simply smile and say, your logic is perfect, but you're applying it to the wrong problem. Of course we know our choice can't change the past. But the key to this game was never about changing anything. It's about proving something. They'll give you an analogy, the weather forecast. Let's say the weather forecast predicts a 99% chance of rain tomorrow. Now, let me ask you, did the meteorologist's act of forecasting cause it to rain tomorrow? Of course not. Rain is determined by natural factors like cloud formation, atmospheric pressure, and humidity. However, since you trust that the weather forecast is accurate, the information that rain is predicted gives you an incredibly powerful piece of evidence to believe that it will, in fact, rain. Therefore, any intelligent person would bring an umbrella when they go out tomorrow. You wouldn't say, well, whether I bring an umbrella or not can't change the fact of whether it will rain, so bringing one is meaningless. That would just be foolish. The logic of the one boxer is precisely this: my choice to take only the black box does not cause the money to magically appear inside it. However, the choice itself is a powerful piece of evidence. It confirms that I am the type of person who would be judged by the predictor to be a one boxer. And once I am classified as such, the probability of there being $10 million in the black box skyrockets from an unknown variable to nearly 100%. The two boxers seeks the logically optimal solution at each isolated decision point. The one boxer seeks to become the type of person who gets to join the winner's circle. So you see, these two ways of thinking have completely diverged. One stands outside the system, attempting to break the rules with logic. The other stands within the system, attempting to win the game by understanding and flowing with its rules. So, what deeper life scripts are hidden behind these two seemingly valid ways of living? That, my friend, is the most fascinating part of this entire thought experiment. My friends, as we've talked it through, you've probably come to realize something. Newcomb's paradox isn't really a test of your intelligence or your logical prowess. It is a profound test of your identity. Your choice exposes whether, in your subconscious, you see yourself as a system breaker from outside the system, or a dancer from within it. These two different self-identities practically determine your entire life strategy. First, let's talk about the breakers, the two boxers. Deep in their hearts, they hold a firm conviction: I am independent of the world. They see themselves as a chess player, and the world and other people are the board and the pieces. Their primary task, in every single turn, is to make the move that is most advantageous for me. The life script of a breaker is built on a foundation of powerful free will and causal logic. They believe that no matter the environment, no matter the history, at the precise moment of decision, they are absolutely free. Their life is a chain of countless locally optimal solutions linked together. In life, they are often brilliant strategists, shrewd businesspeople, and decisive managers. They excel at analyzing pros and cons, at finding the one thread in the midst of chaos that will maximize their personal gain. Their motto is, rules are made to be broken and exploited. But the breaker's blind spot lies in this very strength. They are so focused on winning every single battle that they sometimes lose sight of the direction of the entire war. They believe they can triumph over fate through calculation and gamesmanship, but in doing so, they might miss the grand opportunities that come from dancing with the times, with the trends, with the underlying principles of the world. They try to change the course of the river with sheer force, forgetting that sometimes, the fastest way to the ocean is to simply go with the flow. Next, let's look at the dancers, the one-boxers. Their worldview is entirely different. They do not see themselves as chess players separate from the world, but rather as a single note in a grand symphony. Their core conviction is, I am a part of the world. The life script of a dancer is based on a profound sense of interconnectedness and pattern recognition. They feel that their every choice is not an isolated event, but a reflection of their entire life's pattern, and perhaps even a pattern of the cosmos itself. It's less that they are making a choice and more that they are living out who they truly are. Their life strategy isn't to calculate immediate gains and losses, but to strive to perceive what the larger principle or pattern is, and then to bring their own actions into resonance with that principle. In life, they might be visionary investors, artists with deep human insight, or entrepreneurs who succeed by riding a wave of change. They don't believe in man conquering nature, they believe in following the Tao. Their motto is, true wisdom is not in fighting the current, but in finding the most powerful wave and learning to ride it with grace. Of course, the dancers have their own struggles. They can become so trusting of patterns and principles that they fall into a kind of fatalism. At a moment that truly requires them to break the mold and step forward with courage, they might choose to go with the flow, and in doing so, miss a crucial opportunity to change their destiny. So, my friend, this brings us to an even more interesting question. Set aside the $10 million for a moment. Think about your own real life. When you face a critical promotion at work, a major turning point in a relationship, or any juncture that requires you to make a significant decision, does your mode of thinking more closely resemble that of a breaker, trying to calculate the optimal move in every single round, or that of a dancer, striving to move in harmony with the river of life? You see, the reason Newcomb's paradox is so captivating, the reason it has divided countless brilliant minds, is precisely because it has no single, standard answer. Just a few years ago, some academics formally used this question to survey over 1,000 philosophers, mathematicians, and scientists. And what were the results? Roughly 31% of these elites chose to be one boxers, the dancers. And another 39% chose to be two boxers, the breakers. The rest either said I don't know or the question is flawed. Even the smartest people on the planet are fiercely divided over this, with neither side able to convince the other. This tells you that both modes of thinking are deeply ingrained parts of our human nature. There is no absolute right or wrong, only different strategies for survival and different ways of seeing the world. Therefore, this thought experiment is like a Rorschach ink blot test. What you see isn't the ink blot, you see yourself. Its greatest value isn't in helping you calculate a correct answer to win a virtual $10 million. Its value is in giving you a chance to see your brain's factory settings. Are you driven more by the causality of the moment, or are you persuaded more by the wisdom of the grand pattern? Is your life more like a game of chess that requires calculated moves, or a dance that requires you to feel the rhythm? The story is over, and all the arguments are on the table. Now, the room with the spotlight returns to being yours and yours alone. Those two boxes are still sitting there, quietly. So, my friend, the final question comes back to you. It is now your turn to vote. Please, in the comments section below, solemnly type out your choice, one boxer or two boxer. But don't just leave a label. I want to hear your reasoning. Tell me, why did you choose as you did? Is it because you believe in the supremacy of logic, or because you hold a certain reverence for the patterns of the universe? Or perhaps you have a third, more unique path of your own? Because your reason, that is the true protagonist of your life story. Come on, let's turn the comments section into the largest round table in this late-night tavern. I want to see just how many rational breakers and how many wise dancers have gathered here with us tonight. Thank you for joining me on this fantastic adventure in thought. I'm your wandering storyteller. Until we meet again, I hope you continue to approach this world with all your curiosity and contemplation.